Gemini, thank you so much for joining me for your April mid-month tarot reading. Thank you for being here and joining me on my channel. I am Tamara Larice, and we are going to use this is the Spiritual Tarot deck to find out what messages Spirit has for you, what energies, what possibilities, anything that you need to know right now as you prepare for and walk into mid-April. We are changing from Aries and moving into Taurus. So if you are a Gemini rising, then I suppose in some way it affects the sun sign as well. But Taurus will affect your 12th house of subconscious. And Taurus is the ruler of your 12th house if you are a Gemini rising. And if you are a Gemini rising, then Aries is your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. So we have Neptune, which is the native ruler of hopes, wishes, and dreams. Okay, he is the dreamer. Moving into Aries, and will be there for the next 14 years, right? So, yeah, this is really powerful for you. And just before, not a coincidence, I'm sure, because the universe is very organized, and these energies are always like, I mean, just it's phenomenal when you look at how the energies play together and bounce off each other and support one another. But you know, Uranus is about to go into your sign. So Uranus is about surprises, and it is about refining you through surprises. It's the Tower, so expect a lot of changes. I am a Taurus rising, and that means I get to say bye-bye to Uranus being in my first house. And now if Uranus is going, whether it's your sun, your moon, your rising, Uranus is going into that sign, and it will be very surprising, the events that take place. And I'm sure that at the end of the 7-8 year reign that Uranus is into any sign, you will be a very different version of yourself than you were going into this, okay? So I did not see me doing what I am doing today. I was in the corporate world. I thought I had it all figured out, and I knew what my career looked like, and here we are, right? This is what I do now full time. So I just do spiritual work always, and I guide people through it. I do the readings. I do, you know, the full gamut, and I can't say that it was easy to get here, but what I can say is that it was definitely worth it. And I know that you're going to experience the same transformation that I have. Not to say that you'll be doing the same thing that I am. You're going to be refined to the what you're doing in the world is going to be much more resonant with who you are in very surprising ways. So enough of all of that. I was just saying that Uranus and refining you, and Neptune helping to clarify with Aries and the drive to do so with your hopes, wishes, and dreams. This is going to be a really fantastic next 7 to 14 years of your life. Okay, so let's find out what Spirit has to say to you. The first card that is coming out is the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles represents you showcasing your work, you having a skill that you have refined to the point that it's all adding up. You're able to begin to show this to the world, and it's going to pay off for you very well. We have the Knight of Cups. Knights are about action. The action that this knight is taking is opening himself up to receive. It's about receiving at this point, okay? So let's go a little bit further here and see what the third card is. The Devil. Wonderful. This is great. When the Devil's on the table, it means that you're ready to release something. So, I mean, right here we have you receiving something new, saying goodbye to something outdated, or doesn't hold true anymore for you. And it's all being ignited by you focusing on what's important to you as far as your talents, gifts, skills. Okay. So let's go ahead and go deeper into each one of these and get some clarifiers for the Eight of Pentacles here, please. Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, strong work team. Strong teamwork. It's a team that you work with in order to secure financial well-being long-term. Okay. And the second, the Magician, you're showing up in your own reading. That is extremely powerful. I would just like to say that before I move on for more clarifiers, that at the bottom of the deck, I am showing the King of Pentacles. Again, the King of Pentacles is somebody who uses wisdom, uses experience in order to build his own personal empire of wealth and to be able to gather his material resources and have them to the quality and standard of his pleasing. Think of, a king overseeing a vineyard, or, I don't know. Kings don't oversee vineyards. A lord? I don't know. A lord is somebody who owns land, right? So a landowner, a lord of the land, owning, a vineyard. I think that I'm just getting way too elaborate with this analogy here, but this is what I'm saying. Your crops, okay, whatever it is that you have been working on, showing up right here, is putting you in a position of being able to secure your well-being with that, secure your material world, okay? It's security. Really, it's security, but not just any security. It is a security that meets a standard, your standard of living, okay? And we have, again, like I said, this Magician here, this is the ability to manipulate in a balanced way reality. It's taking all of the resources available to you. We have the swords and the pentacles. So that's air, information, and intelligence and technology. Communication. We have pentacles, which is resources in a material fashion. Home, money. It's what you can invest in, okay? Something that you can invest in. That's the pentacles. We have the cups, which is emotional well-being. And then we have the wands, which is creativity, okay? So all four of those suits are expressed through the Magician in a way that he can use them to his benefit and change and shape his reality. Again, this is all according to your pleasing. Shaping your reality according to your pleasing is exactly what these four cards that I'm seeing are saying to me, and you are showing up very clearly as your authentic, most powerful self here, the major arcana, you. And I want to say that as oh my gosh, these cards for you that are just coming out of this deck, just pouring out here, Gemini, I have here underneath the King of Pentacles, I saw that there was the Eight of Wands, which is very swift moving energy. This is Mercury, your ruling planet, in a fire sign. And guess what? Your ruling planet Mercury is in a fire sign right now. And it means that you are going to be able to it's like igniting your passions, right? And then taking action. And it's very quick moving, like a forest fire, right? We have the Queen of Wands, which is all about where you place your energy, which is expressing to us confidence, the confidence that you're holding within yourself through this process. And here you are being recognized with the Six of Wands, being recognized for who you are, what you hold, what you're capable of doing. And here's truth. This is you being able to speak truth, you being able to see truth, people seeing you for the truth of who you are. I mean, this is outstanding, these cards that are just pouring out of this deck on your behalf here, Gemini. I'm going to, excuse me. I am going to take everything below the King of Pentacles No, I'm actually being told to go ahead and put the King of Pentacles back in the deck as well. So I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle. So I have just the clarifiers left on the table for the 8 of Pentacles, which is the 3 of Pentacles, and the Magician. All right, those are left here, and now we're going to reshuffle and get some clarifiers for this Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups. What is the Knight of Cups saying to us? Saying to you? What is the message? What is the message? Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. This is emotional alignment to your hopes, wishes, and dreams, all of your desires. Feeling satisfied, feeling secure, feeling sure of yourself. And then we have again your major arcana card, the Lovers, showing up as looking at these 3 cards here, we can simply say that the choices that you're making, the experiences that you're having are lined up. It seems to me that what you're experiencing here over these next couple of weeks is so satisfied and so certain and so secure and so emotionally happy with where you're at and what you're capable of, that you're able to continuously receive. Sure, yes, that Knight of Cups, but it's not just receiving of material possessions. It's also receiving divine intervention, divine interaction. It's just this divine it's as if the God self within you, which can be your highest self, right? Higher self, highest self. That God self within you is showing up here in real time and having these experiences. Now, we can say that we always have been. We are spirit in body and we're having a tangible life experience, right? But this is more like the God self within is reaching through this here meat sack that we've got and touching and feeling and seeing and having this textile experience in this life through this body. It's like this was the real me all along, and the sensations and the ability to be able to make decisions from this place is very, very different. I don't yearn for anything. I don't need for anything. I've got everything, and everything continues to come to me. I don't chase, right? Now, having said all of that, now let's go ahead and clarify this here Devil and find out either. Okay, so let's just take a pause before we get some clarifiers and talk about the Devil just a little bit. The Devil is Saturn energy, okay? It represents Saturn in astrology, and Saturn is about structure, okay? It's discipline, it's structure, and it's like the glue that holds reality together. It's the discipline required in order for things to be sustained, okay? We can look at it as a firm foundation, but this foundation is you. It's coming from within, okay? Now, the reason why the Devil gets a bad rap is because we as spirit in human bodies are meant to continuously be moving, because spirit is all eternally progressing, right? So we're meant to always be moving in the direction of our hopes, wishes, dreams, desires. You are meant to experience more of what you want, more of your preferences, right? Again, now that the reason that the Devil has a bad rep is when we're not moving forward, we're staying stuck to a belief or a set of circumstances, a situation, and we're not willing to keep up with who we actually are. We're not willing to continue moving and continue progressing. So when we don't progress, we become stagnant, and we're working then against ourselves, and that leads to the behaviors and other things that the devil represents, and being bound to, being limited, codependent behaviors, even addictions, and the things that we do when we're unhappy with ourselves. And so the devil represents both what is possible when you're keeping up with your progression, the progression of your evolution, and also represents the downfall of you when you're not willing to. So let's find out. Let's find out what this devil holds for you. Is this the building up of something, or is this the taking down of something so that you can move forward? We have the Six of Wands, which already did show up once, and I had reshuffled it into the deck. One more, please, Spirit, for our... Okay, it's tricky. This is tricky. All right, so we do have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. Seven of Swords is about... It's funny because the words that are coming to me is manipulation. And we already used the word manipulation in a very positive sense, right? Balanced, changing of reality through balancing of elements, right? But this is where there may be people that are manipulating you and your surroundings, right? You have to be very careful how you approach a situation or how you navigate a situation. What we're also looking at here is maybe where you have been even maybe manipulating yourself a little bit, okay? And I say that lovingly, of course. I say that to you because we have here, because I asked, remember, which is it? Which direction is this devil going? Do I always do that in my readings? No, it oftentimes will let me know, okay? Right away, what direction? And it seemed like we're going all in a positive direction. We have two opposing forces here, which is why it wasn't one or the other. This is like, again, here we are, decisions. The God self within you is coming out. It's stepping forward. And you're being seen for it. Are you willing to break up with any thoughts that you have been navigating, internal narrative around your self-worth? So if you have have had a derogatory narrative about who you are, what you're capable of, what you're worth, right? If you've had a negative narrative around that, then the type of people that you would be attracting would be people that would not be healthy to associate with, and it would keep you bound, limited to a cycle that continues to replay. And it seems to me that, okay, please forgive me for what I'm about to say, because this is the words very strongly coming through me, and Spirit is like literally forcing these words out of me right now. And it is, homie, don't play that. I cringe even with me saying it. Spirit thinks that that's hilarious, okay? By the way, and they're saying the reason why is because you cannot any longer withstand any negative narrative about yourself, about your creativity, about how what you're worthy of receiving, and what part of you is making choices. Again, the reason why is because Spirit's taking over. Spirit's taking over at this point. Here's the thing. It is, you are so powerful and you are so capable, and you know this. You haven't always accepted this. You haven't always accepted it, right? You haven't always been open to continue to receive that dialogue. Others see it. Others see you for who you are. But the thing is that there has been such a transformation that has taken place that you can only own the very best of who you are. Now, I definitely do not want to be misunderstood when I say that, because I'm not feeling like there's anything wrong. I think that we are, as humans, we are all very dynamic, of course. And things that we have deemed as good or bad is not anything that spirit would, and that's why it doesn't feel good, okay? It's because spirit doesn't see it that way. Spirit sees we have contrasting experiences that help us define what it is that we truly desire. So I think that owning every aspect of ourself, but owning it from the perspective of spirit, not I fumbled that speech right there. Obviously, I'm not good at public speaking. Therefore, I can't continue on with my potential YouTube career, whatever. I'm just throwing this out there, right? Obviously, some of this like resonates here, but you know, that kind of thinking isn't going to cut it anymore. Because that's not how spirit sees it. Spirit says, oh, you had an experience that helped you be able to recognize where you can fine tune, tweak, and improve the quality that matches more of your desired outcome. And that, my friends, is exactly what this entire earth experience is about. It's not about learning lessons. It's about being able to tune into what we desire and fine tune ourselves and our experiences until it's in what we deem is almost a perfected state, as we continue then to create something else. And it will never stop. It will never, ever stop. That's what people say, like, become the thing, right? Match the energy. Well, we're always becoming something new. We're always learning to match the energy of something new. And it's not going to start in a perfected state. But spirit is never, ever, ever condemning anything. It's just an ability to experience something and decide, is that in harmony with the truth of who I am and where I want to go, what I intended for myself when I came here? This, you know, and even as these words are coming out of my mouth, it's so prevalent that Pisces, the North Node being in Pisces, and Pisces being the ruler of our subconscious, the native ruler of the 12th house of our subconscious. Our subconscious is what is holding that story, right? We're just acting from this frequency that's inside of our body, and a lot of times we have not been aware of it, and that's why we call it subconscious. Is because we're just simply not paying attention enough to be aware. Now, spirit is going, but wait a minute. We're going to clarify our direction now with being here in Pisces, and we're going to clarify our destiny, and we're going to now have a narrative inside of ourselves, and I'm speaking as like spirit is deciding this as a whole, this collective, spiritual decision. It feels that way in your reading, okay? I'm just speaking what I'm feeling here. So spirit's like having this like collective decision of like, yeah, now it's time for us to like have this narrative that's on board with who we actually are, showing up more easily through the human experience, at least for Gemini, and making decisions from that place, so that we're hitting all of the desired intentions that we had, spirit, right? That we had when we decided to come into human. This is literally spirit refining within you that puts you square on your path of destiny. And you can see how things are going really, really, really well for you. And you're feeling creative, and you're feeling inspired, and you're feeling like you're having just more heightened experiences altogether, and you looks like you're just lined up and emotionally attuned to everything that you want, and it feels fantastic. And now it's just saying goodbye to any story limiting belief of unworthiness. Okay, That was a lot there happening here. This feels like a very, very, very powerful. And if we look at astrology for just a moment, so many, your ruling planet, Mercury, so many planets are passing through the 0 degree of Aries, which is the most powerful degree in the zodiac sign. Neptune, again, being the native ruler of, Neptune being the native ruler of the 12th house. 12th house represents the subconscious. The North Node is in Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces rules the 12th house. You see where I'm going with all this. All of that is about your destiny, right? Because the North Node is your destiny. And now it's like Spirit's getting on board with your destiny, and it's changing your whole subconscious patterning. And here we are at the 0 degrees of Aries, which is the most powerful, and setting a clean slate. It's setting the stage for it really does it for the next 14 years of your life, at least. This Neptune is in Aries. So yeah, you're definitely experiencing a paradigm shift, and as things continue to increase in their quality in your life, the quality of your life increases. You just naturally cannot hold on to a storyline that says that you're not worthy, or you're not valuable, or anything that you do or experience is wrong in some way. It just isn't going to fly anymore. It doesn't pass. And it won't be you won't be able to withstand that narrative anymore. It's got to go. So, and it looks like to me over the next couple of weeks, you may be becoming more and more aware of that. And it doesn't seem to me that is going to be very difficult, because it was, although I spent a lot of time talking about it, it doesn't feel like it was there was so much energy placed on it, right? As far as trying to like pull yourself out of it. It's more like, again, quantum mechanics, it's the observer that has the ability to change the outcome. And it's like you observe this within yourself. We're literally talking about the power of creation that you hold, and you'd observe this narrative that's not withstanding. And it goes. And I love this for you. So I think that over the next 2 weeks, you're going to be saying goodbye to maybe something that felt like a sliver for a while, held within your consciousness, and you can say goodbye to it, and just enjoy life and your ability to create from this place of joy, continually expanding. And it won't be so hard anymore. At least it's not going to be trying to overcome that narrative as you're showing up in life. So I love you so much, Gemini. Thank you for being here with me. This is going to be a very powerful next 2 weeks, and I hope that you enjoy every moment of it. I love you, and I will see you next time.